Hey, this is Ryan again with another maker video. In this one we're going to be talking about glass. Taking a standard 19mm glass piece. These are usually quite a bit longer, 4 to 6 inches, way longer than you need. This one is cut uber short. This was one of the pieces of glass out of the OG splinters before we added that 1/8 of an inch. And so what you do is you just, in a glass saw, a tile saw, with a glass blade, you can buy them right at Home Depot or a hardware store. You just put the long flat piece on a piece of wood so that the lip is off of the saw, and then you simply just very slowly run the piece of glass through the wet saw, cuts that piece off. And then in order to prep the inside of the glass to make the screen grip, use this diamond abrasive wheel. And these can be found in a set of varying different shapes at Harbor Freight for like 20 bucks. And so what you want to do is put the bit in a Dremel and hold it way out at the end. Make sure there's no wobble, because that will break your glass. What you want to do is reach in with it off and then turn it on. And you just want to make circles. You don't want to go up and down. You really just want to make circular motions, keeping the bit in contact with the glass. And you don't need to have a completely ground surface. You just really need to scuff up 80% of the surface so that when the screen gets pushed in, it'll lock in place. Okay, now to make these screens out of heavier mesh like this, a garage shop trick is just to use 2 sockets. So you just put the flat screen across the socket, and then you just put the other socket on top, and then you pound the socket in. Whoops. And then cut around the perimeter with shears, the excess material, and pry that socket off that just went flying with a pair of vice grips on each socket. And then you can do further trimming once you get the formed screen out of the socket. You can also grind the sockets round to get a better fit. These star patterns, I find them to be okay, but if you need to get a specific fit and clearance to get the screen to form to the right diameter that you're attempting to get to make it fit tight in the glass, then you can use that same diamond Dremel tool and shape out the inside of that. So once you have your screen made and your glass cut and ground and washed, in your screens formed, cut, and washed, then what I was using is a simple tool of just a 19mm joint with a couple washers on it to ensure the spacing is there for the basket screen clearance. And then you just simply put your female glass over, put your screen and first the fine mesh screen over, and then this screen to get your 2-ply screen. And then I was just simply using this wooden dowel to just, in an arbor press, to drive the screen to the stop. You have to wiggle it a little to get it to pop off, but that'll set your screen depth. And at that point, you have a piece of glass that's ready to be dropped, ready to have a heater dropped in it and dropping in your very own vape. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making.